A flat tax system, also called a proportional tax system, is a tax system where the tax rate that everyone pays is the exact same rate. For example, everyone pays 15% of their income. So someone earning $10,000 will pay 15% of that, which is $1,500. Someone earning $100,000, 15% of that is $15,000. So people at higher incomes do pay a higher total amount, even though the tax rate is the exact same. Currently in the United States, we have what's called a progressive tax system. In the progressive tax system, we have the lower incomes. For example, if you earn $10,000, you might pay 0% because there are deductions, or maybe 10%. And then it goes up to, let's say, if you earn $60,000, you might pay 15% or 25%. And at higher incomes, you pay higher percentages. Now, in the flat tax system, let's use the example of paying 15% for everyone. You notice that the lower incomes in a progressive tax system pay a lower rate than in what we would have under a flat tax system. So to avoid that, the lower income people paying a higher rate in the flat tax system, a lot of times when the flat tax system has been proposed, politicians, economists have suggested to exempt, for example, the first $30,000 in income. So people earning anywhere between $0 and $30,000 would actually pay 0%. And then they would start paying any income that they earn above that. So $30,000 and higher, they would start paying the 15% or whatever the flat tax rate is. In the flat tax system, the higher incomes pay a lower rate compared to the current progressive tax system. However, in the flat tax system, there would be no deductions. Deductions are, for example, if you own a house and you have a mortgage or a bank loan on the house, the interest that you pay on that mortgage is deductible in our current system. So there would also not be any mortgage interest deduction. And other deductions that exist in our current tax system, for example, charitable deductions and so forth, would also not be used. So even though higher incomes pay a lower tax rate, they don't have all those deductions, so their effective tax rate might be approximately the same in a flat tax system. As you can imagine, the real estate industry and probably the charity industry and other industries that rely on these deductions are not going to be very happy to adopt a flat tax system, because it would take away the advantage of being able to deduct these expenses from your gross income. But the big advantage of a flat tax system is that it is super simple to file your taxes. You can probably file your taxes literally, because there are no deductions and no loopholes, and the rate is so easy. You can probably file your taxes in about 5 minutes. You won't need software, you don't need accountants. Which begs the question, will the unemployment rate go up because we don't need accountants anymore? We probably don't need tax auditors, or at least not as many. That would save the government a lot of money. And the answer is no, unemployment will not increase. Well, how is that if we lose all these jobs? Well, the thing is that people are going to be saving tons of money on not having to buy tax software or not having to pay for accountants. So with that money, they can buy stuff that they really want to do. Maybe they can go on vacations more often, or they can buy more iPhones, And they can buy stuff that they really like. And the additional expenses on that will provide jobs and will create jobs that will offset the decrease in the accountants and the tax auditors. So unemployment in one sector of the economy might increase, but then unemployment in another sector will decrease, and they will offset each other. The big advantage of a flat tax system is that people can actually buy stuff that they want, and that gives them a lot of value instead of having to spend it on accountants and tax software. One last note about politicians. What do politicians think about the flat tax system? Well, politicians actually don't like the flat tax system. At least most politicians don't like the flat tax system, because our current system, the progressive tax system, with all these deductions and all these tax breaks and all these loopholes for mostly wealthy people and businesses, allow politicians to receive money, kickbacks, votes from these special interest groups, because there are so many exceptions and loopholes. And in a flat tax system, there are no deductions and loopholes, so these politicians don't get any money from the groups that they favor in the economy. So even though the flat tax system is probably better for the economy, it's simpler, we spend less money, we spend less time on filling out tax returns, and the marginal tax rate is lower than the one we have in our progressive tax system currently, so it stimulates work, it encourages people to work. And so this flat tax system is probably better for the economy. However, most politicians are probably going to vote against it for the reason I mentioned.